Hello. Hi. Happy Monday, or whatever day you're finding this. This is a timeless message. Um, I filmed like 20-ish, 25 minutes of a reading, and then my phone ran out of batteries and it didn't record the video I started. So y'all are gonna get the paraphrase. Um, so the first cards that came out were Inner Conflict Resolution, which is like the story of the rattlesnake, and that its antidote is in the venom. And so this was like the situation at hand was, and then once using antivenom, that kind of symbolically is like the rising of the eagle, of like transmuting the inner conflicts. And then got You're About to Shine with the armadillo, and this is about communing with the divine. This armadillo is like self-protective and a little apprehensive maybe, and but has this like candle lit and symbolic of the connection with its higher self and or the divine. And then better than you think, than you can imagine, was what the challenge was. And so it's like in this process of being in the embryonic stage, it's like all these internal fears and things, like, projections come up, and just talking about the life cycle of the dragonfly, and that it spends the beginning of its life underwater, aquatic water, maybe not, that's how you say it, but correct me if I'm wrong. But oh, hi Bee. It's this transformation, the process of that this dragonfly goes through, is symbolic here. And then for supporting energies, this one flipped out when I was trying to pick up the other cards of You Are What You Think. So it was like being able to tame the mind and connect with the power of our conscious thoughts and mind in the flamingo. And then, which actually I feel called to read that meaning on that one, which I didn't before. And then we have the You Are What You, the Ether card. And this one I was saying reminds me of Hal in Hal's Moving Castle when he's in his dragon form. And I did read the meaning for this one, so I think I will again, because I thought it was really beautifully worded about the processes a lot of us are going through right now, because many of us are being called to be in this like percolation period, while our heart chakra is being worked on, unfurling back to love, being aligned with love, higher love. And this is another dragonfly here, so maybe this is significant, or dragon energies, but there's this expansion happening in the heart space. And then I had also pulled the Loudoun archetype cards of the bridge and the gem. And so these are two cards that came up for me when I did a self-reading yesterday. So that was interesting to me, but it was very much like I received it as like the information I'm bridging from the higher realms here. And I noticed there's like, this is pretty ocean looking, and so I was saying it's very much like metaphoric of like the subconscious, of like the ocean being the shadow, or the unseen aspects that we have to wade through often. And then I kind of saw it as like, this is the abyss under the ocean. It's like the liminal space kind of, and then within that is the gem, and this is like the part of our aspect of ourselves we are reconnecting with, about what the things are that we're here to share our gifts. We have to go through this process of the inner conflict resolution, going through all the things that we experience in this lifetime, the traumas, the good, the bad, the ugly, the tough things, right, that give us the lessons to be able to have these gems to share with the world. So those are all the cards that I pulled. A very condensed summary in 5.5 minutes, well, somewhat condensed. I'm gonna get a little bloom there. Look at this one too. This one fell off and I would sit out here and meditate in the mornings, and so I really enjoyed that this flower was here, and then I was like, oh, it matches my nail. My friend Rachel makes these, they're painted press-on nails, or she does the art on them. Her name's Rachel, and her company is Playground Nails. Check them out. They are amazing. I have them on for usually about 2 weeks. They last, and I can reuse them like at least 3 times usually. I'm kind of hard on my nails, so sometimes they don't last 3 or 4 times if I'm doing, because I work in my garden a lot. And anyways, but I'm out here. I wanted to be out here today in the sunshine, and I pulled I did some angel cards, and like a ton of them flipped out right away, so a lot of angelic support, and I wanted to share those too. First I got Seraphim Seraphisa, relax and open up to source, keep your heart open. This is again referring to that heart chakra opening and energy. And then we have Archangel Sandalphon, tune into your divine potential, bring the world into harmony. And I really like the colors and the vibe. He's like next to the ocean playing this flute, so that's beautiful. And then we got Archangel Phelaya, honor animals, communicate with different species. And I also didn't share on this ether card, there's like a Metatron's cube here, and the way I experience this is it's like these different aspects of reality, the different kind of types of beings and consciousnesses here, and like humans being one, elementals, animals, and it's like we're all interconnected. And so this card, the Archangel of the animals, Phelai, is really speaking to that interconnectedness, right, of like us working on our own advancement, not just for personal gain, but it's because we are actually allowing we are all connected, and all these other aspects of life and consciousness are evolving with us. So, like I mentioned, the elemental, the earths is one, the galactic is another, and so as we ascend, we're allowing it, and we are also being supported by these other energies that have been ascending and are helping us to ascend with them. Probably is more realistic because we're very dense here on Earth. So there's just a lot of support. Like I said, Archangel Muriel, trust your own wisdom, have faith in your psychic impressions. And I noticed the rose that they have. So I'm feeling really called to that. Moon energy. I want to read this one. And then Archangel Mallory, remember who you are, take action when you are ready. And then we got Archangel Michael, stand in your power, be true to yourself. And lastly, Guardian Angel, love yourself unconditionally, ask for help. So I want to do one more pull for highest potential outcome with my Electrolyte deck. Since all those other ones were not live shuffled on here, but I do want to share some ones that come out right here. Oh yeah, I was just seeing this card today. The crumbling. What are you calling? Clinging on to. So it's like, yeah, this old reality, the old conflicts we used to hold, the old versions of us that perceive things in that way, they're crumbling. This is like the tower, symbolic of the tower, which is like in tarot is like unstable foundations, so that this thing is falling for us. This tower is falling, the crumbling is happening for us, because there's this beautiful like oasis and Edenic energy behind it. And then you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing our true north. Okay, so it's pretty auspicious that these things are happening for us, and it's kind of like that. You are what you think, or better than you can imagine. Sorry, it's like that energy. So it's a lot of like self-limiting beliefs we're transmuting and transforming through the understanding, the lessons, letting that go to be available to higher truths and wisdom. And then we got transformation. Maybe someone's a mason. Freemasons. I got a request from like a Freemason group on Instagram. Like, do you want to join us? It's like, no, sir, I do not. Do not take to soliciting anywhere very well. But especially not groups that are of potentially dubious origins. Maybe they're not, but I just they don't resonate with me. So anyhow, but I do like the imagery. So things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. And also that's a really important message, I think, of like discerning, because there are lots of towers falling right now. There are people in the spiritual world whose towers are falling, spiritual leaders, and they are false leaders, and that is really important to practice your discernment, because people are really good about appearing or presenting as something that they are not, or as they have their stability, they have their connection with the divine in light and in truth and in resonance, or in like in communion with like the highest light, and they're not all that way, and you have to be really discerning about that, about who you're listening to, who you're giving your energy to. And then share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution and expression. So maybe a past life, things were clearing that we were persecuted and we were fearful to speak because of maybe something we endured and experienced. So yeah, it's very clear this transformation is happening for us. Let's read a little bit about the Beyond Lemuria cards, and then the You're About to Shine. Let's start with the Beyond Lemuria, because I feel like those messages precede the other one, honestly, since I already read these. So bear with me. Thank you for being understanding about that this is a little bit of a different reading, because I had done all the cards before, but I felt like the message was very important, and I wanted to share it regardless of whether the original video got deleted. Okay, heart chakra, unfurling back to love. Love for oneself and others, relationships, compassion, forgiveness, empathy, connection, receptivity, acceptance, and generosity. This chakra card represents love in its many forms. It reminds you that everything in life can unfold into love or fear. When unfurled back enough, the foundation of all you seek lies in universal desire and right to feel love and be loved. Love heals. God is love. This is a force that will change the world. And count everything in your life that you are grateful for. Think of all those you love and how that wonderful feeling radiates from your heart. Consider those you can forgive and extend that feeling out to them. Let it be. Remember, we all just want to be loved and accepted, but insecurities and triggers can cause behaviors that move us away from this place. Have compassion, know that others may be in their suffering, expand your awareness and heart-centered radiance for all beings on this planet, encapsulate Earth in loving compassion, bask in the blissful feeling of the planet in all of its perfect balance, loving you back. The themes are relationships and relating, connection to yourself and others in the language of love. The healing position is over the heart, and it's a soft green emerald light. Yeah, so this also, I feel like I'm getting that this is so important in these people teachers you might follow, people you connect with and give your energy to. Be discerning about if their message in the end is about sovereignty and love. Love for everyone, sovereignty for everyone, not for the few who have done spiritual work and who have gained wealth or something, but for all. No one is better than anyone else, and we're all here walking each other home. Okay, and then ether. The seamless unspeakable. 0-point field, the void, the blank canvas, threshold, anything is possible. Time to choose what you want to bring into your life. Endless possibilities, limitless paradox. This illuminated space of no distraction and pure potential is beyond the threshold. It's a silent, meditative moment out of time, the centered and present place beyond the hustle of time, the mind, and outside world. It's where all dreams are birthed, and it's the light we may fear to be darkness when, just for one moment, everything ceases to exist. This is the place between worlds, the womb before we incarnate, and from here we can choose where we go. The land has been tilled and readiness for the flowers we wish to seed. Outdated doors have been closed, and in the space between the breaths we open the new ones. What may be perceived as endless black nothingness is actually the illuminated eternal, the core that all our fears may be peeled back to. When we step through the darkness, we realize it's only a short distance away from the white void at the center of creation in heaven. Herein lies the feeling that we may have been striving our whole life to meet, and yet simultaneously subconsciously running from. In this place of graceful surrender, we may know we are held and allow ourselves the spaciousness to drop deeper into the experience of our existence. The themes are too elusive and mysterious to define, a knowing without words, and the spaces between life force energy. Beautiful. So that ether is like the guidance, the support that we have felt, and we're trusting in that, in our higher self-guidance and the guides, and being able to go into the void to connect with the divine and the things that we are meant to bring through, each individually, which is different for each of us. And but basically it's like what is here and now in your heart most exciting to you, and that's how you're going to get to that message. That's how you're going to lead, is like your actions in resonance, following the guidance of your heart. And that's where this heart chakra is opening too. It's like deeper understanding of what really moves us. And I'm just noticing a ton of webs I didn't notice this morning when I was meditating out here. So those are also like spiritual, significant of symbolic of spiritual protection. Webs can be seen as that. And also like, you know, being conscious of what web you're weaving and what you're bringing into your life. So lastly, I want to read this for the guidebook for this You Are About to Shine card. And I think the You Are What You Think one might be good too. Okay, 26. I hope this is finding you all well, trusting that this collective this is for will be able to benefit from these messages. And let's hear about the medicine of the armadillo. And we're about to shine. Just as we see armadillo wearing an armor of scales, this reinforces the idea of going inward. The inward work is exactly what allows us to shine outward. This inner contemplation leads to a more brilliant inner light that will eventually be witnessed and felt by all. Armadillo says that what you have to offer will be recognized. Do not get bogged down with how and when. Do not be led outside validation. Instead, be led by the greater consciousness you were created from. We connect to our inner light when we connect to the source that created us. Armadillo's medicine asks you to create a very intimate relationship with that which created you. You are being asked to level up in your daily prayers and create a dialogue with life. Drop all your wants and desires and create an intense conversation with the great mystery about receiving guidance to do what you were created to do. We all have a special gift that lies dormant within us, waiting to actualize. In this moment of this gem that we access through going through the void and doing the shadow work of healing the things, for many of us, like feelings of doubt, and that's how lower energies often are able to get to us, is by instilling doubt, instilling fear. And so anything that is that takes us away from the truth of the love that we are and that we hold and are able to share when we follow that resonance and truth. And that's reflected back through our bodies. Guidance. the wisdom of your body as another conscious, intelligent being of you. So it's like that idea of like the gut has a brain, like there's multiple consciousnesses within you and your energy, not just your soul, not just your body, not just your one body. Also, like your gut has a intelligence too, and your different systems in your body do as well, your chakras do as well. So yeah, listening to the wisdom within you, listen to all of those. And it's okay if that's like tough to do, if it's like you don't have a pulse on those all the time. That's just a good encouragement that it's time to start building those tools. You cannot go wrong by building the tools of understanding and being in communion with your own body and your own spirit. And when you're in communion with that, you are in communion with the higher spirit. So somatic practices are wonderful for that. I love doing breath work, movement, mindful movement. There are many great somatic practices out there, but those are all ways that help us come into attunement with our bodies, interoceptive awareness, and building the relationship with that, this part of our being. So in this moment of deep connection to the great mystery, mysterious energy begins to activate our gift. This conversation and prayer you create needs to feel very real. Oh, throat chakra. Prayer does not need to look one specific way. Maybe there is some blocking of this gift for a lot of us in expressing it. It's intimate communion with that which you were created from. Start speaking to life. If you create this intense mystical relationship with life daily, you'll begin to witness yourself unlocking all your gifts. Life speaks back to you, to those who speak to it, but it's your job to start the conversation. You might not receive an answer right away, but it will come to you with full force and in the perfect way at the right time. Armadillo's medicine says that you are about to be seen, heard, felt, witnessed, understood, and recognized. Beautiful. And actually, I want to do You Are What You Can Imagine. Better than You Can Imagine, rather. That one seems significant. Dragonfly. Before Dragonfly becomes her most authentic self, she spends about 4 years underwater as a creepy little nymph creature. The Dragonfly nymph has no comprehension of her greatness. How could a creature that lives underwater even remotely fathom that there existed an atmosphere she had no perception of, which she would not only live in but fly in as well? Dragonfly brings a sacred message about your belief in your future self. She says, your perception of reality is quite limited and naive, and your image of your future self is incredibly narrow. But that's okay. Just be aware of this. If you have a dream, Dragonfly is telling you all you have to do is work on it. Your life will do the rest for you. Don't try and figure out what it's supposed to look like with your limited perceptions. Don't look at setbacks as the end of the world. They were meant to happen to propel and stretch you. Just keep working on your dream, and life will create something so much bigger than you have the ability to currently understand. Dragonfly's medicine teaches you to first surrender your need for something to be like the limited view in your head. Teaches you to first surrender your need for something to be like the limited view in your head. Second, have absolute trust that life will deliver something greater. And third, be patient. Last, get excited that something bigger than your dreams is destined for you. I love that. Yeah. So it's like, don't even get tied to the idea of what your perception is of what you think you're here to be doing, because that's why I've said in the videos before that I don't know where this is leading me, but I know that I'm here now in resonance, and I have a general idea of what I think I'm going to be doing, like through what I'm doing now and what's lighting me up, but that might change. Maybe I have a higher purpose that I don't know of, and that's what we're being guided through with all these guides and supports, and sharing our voice, this coming out of the cave and expressing and transforming ourselves, like sitting on our throne and knowing like you lose the beauty if you know everything. The mystery is what's intriguing, and one of my favorite philosophers, Socrates, was quoted by Plato saying, I know that I know nothing, And that always resonated with me. It's so simple, but it's so resonates on a deep level of how much we don't know. And there's nothing feeble or there's nothing that's, I guess I would say incomprehensible, but nothing that's like, things are incomprehensible, many things in this world, and if we are like stuck in this idea of like we have to know the answer to everything, we miss the co-creation ability to be open to the great vast like beingness of all that is. So this is the message I'm getting. I will send a picture or post a picture of these cards because I think they're really beautiful. Lots of rainbows, lots of yellow and blues, lots of solar plexus and throat activation. Clearly we heard about the heart activation. So trusting this message finds you well, keeps you through discernment. This message is not going to be for everyone. And I'm hearing the birds in the background, so appreciate those, seeing the rainbows. And I did get a Merkaba in my meditation today around the heart space, so perhaps this would be something that is helpful for you to meditate on and integrate, is your ability to connect with your guides through this Merkaba or through this blue light energy. And that might look just like sending this blue light energy up into the ethers to connect with your higher self and your guides. And actually, I want to do one more card because I did feel called to do that. So, about Archangel Muriel. I don't think I've read this one yet, or gotten this one, but I really like the vibe of it with the roses and the ocean and the moon. So let's look at Archangel Muriel before we wrap up. Trust your own wisdom. Have faith in your psychic impressions. The powerful pink and white Archangel Muriel is the angel of love, compassion, and harmony. His great empathy means that he responds readily to the prayers of humanity, especially those of people who are grieving or in emotional turmoil. He inspires them with hope and happiness. Archangel Muriel heals by filling you with loving insight and wisdom. He enables you to see the new eyes and inspires you to show kindness and love to others. When you are at a crossroads, he gives you the courage to find a new pathway and helps you to choose with wisdom. He does this by lighting up your enthusiasm for the right direction. Many people are sensitive and intuitive and need extra comfort and support. If this applies to you, Archangel Muriel will gently center you and offer you the assistance you need. He'll also enable you to trust in your psychic abilities. So as a guidance, this card suggests that you have emotional sensitivity and faith in your intuition. If you are sad or grieving, have compassion for yourself and treat yourself gently with respect. However, if it's time to move on, remember that your emotions are powerful. Don't let them hold you back. Rather, let them propel you forward into the new. Ask for the help you need and trust that when you feel a pull in a certain direction or enthusiastic about something, this is the angelic guidance drawing you onto the pathways that is right for you. As soon as you feel ready, gather your strength, follow your gut reactions, and do what you need to do. Then a new door to happiness will open. Yeah, follow the gut, listen to resonance. Thank you, Archangel Muriel. I love that. And okay, one more. I'm getting Archangel Mallory also. Remember who you are, take action when you're ready. Archangel Mallory is the divine feminine complement of Archangel Christiel. She steps her energy down through the healing light of the Pleiades and enters Earth through Bethlehem, while Christiel's retreat is over Jerusalem. These two archangels have always held the Christ light in this part of the world, which is why the divine plan enabled Jesus to bring it through this location. Archangel Mallory is the keeper of the ancient wisdom, not just for this planet, but for the entire universe, and is a lustrous deep gold which transforms to rich burgundy when she's actively pursuing a project. She pours high frequencies of wisdom into your causal chakra, and if you need to do spiritual work, she will assist you with her burgundy light, which is the red of action merged with the gold of wisdom.